Hello students, I am Dr. Shrikant Bause, Assistant Professor at Department of Advanced Management Studies, GS College of Commerce, Wardha. In the earlier videos, we have seen the basics of swap and we have also seen the types of swaps and the forward rate agreements. In this video, we are going to study how we can use the swaps as well as the interest rates agreement for the purpose of minimizing risk, that is hedging, how we can exploit both these instruments by taking a simultaneous position in both. So let us start with the concept of the interest rate swaps and the concept of forward rate agreement. Both are traded over the counter. It means that they are not traded on any stock exchange or currency exchange or commodity exchange. They are traded over the counter between the two counter parties. Next, in the interest rate swap, there will be the exchange of cash flows only. There won't be exchange of principal amount or the capital. So, this principal amount and capital will be huge, whereas the exchange of cash flows will be very small amount. It minimizes the risk exposure arising due to the uncertainty in the interest rate markets. As we all know that LIBOR, that is London Interbank Official Rate, is considered as the benchmark for the interest rates, and in the debt market the floating interest rate will be there, and that floating interest rate will also depend on LIBOR as an underlying. So in order to reduce this risk exposure, the swap agreement is entered by the two counterparties and there will be an exchange of cash flows. In the interest rate swaps, one will be the fixed interest rate counterparty and another will be the floating rate. When these both counterparty enter into a swap agreement, there is a significant reduction in the risk exposure of both the parties. If one is having fixed, another will be having a floating rate, and if one is having floating rate, another will be having a fixed rate. Let us take an example how the swap agreement is complete its activity. Imagine that a foreign company borrowing 100 crores from the Indian bank. There is any foreign company who is operating in India after the globalization concept, after the liberalization and privatization. There are n number of companies who have entered in India and having their operations in Indian markets. Now for the production, sales, marketing, manufacturing, branding, advertising, these companies require huge amount of money. That money is raised from the different sources. One of the sources for them is borrowing from the bank. Now that foreign company will borrow from the Indian bank. When the company is having its headquarter in foreign but operating in India, borrowing in Indian currency, but it will have to pay the interest on that particular amount. Just say 100 crores, the foreign company is borrowing from the Indian bank. At that time, the foreign company will have to pay the interest on 100 crores, but in terms of rupees, it cannot pay interest in terms of its domestic currency. it will have to pay in terms of foreign currency, which will be rupees for it. So that company will pay the interest on 100 crores in rupees. On the other hand, imagine that there is one company which is operating in foreign, having headquarter in India. Now Indian company also needs huge amount of money for its manufacturing, production, for services, for working capital, for advertising, branding, sales, marketing, etc. So Indian company will raise money from the foreign bank. Here Indian company will raise money from the foreign bank, from the foreign currency, in the foreign currency. Now Indian company will also have to pay the interest in the foreign currency. Now what both these company will do? This company have borrowed from Indian bank, this company have borrowed from the foreign bank, this company have to pay interest in rupees, this company has to pay interest in foreign currency. Now both these companies will exchange their interest rate. How? The foreign company will pay the interest of Indian company in foreign currency, in its domestic currency, whereas the Indian company will pay the interest of foreign company in rupees. Imagine that if the borrowing is of 100 crores and the interest rate is say 10%, the company will have to pay 10 crores as a cash flow, as an interest in India, and that foreign company will pay similar amount interest to the foreign nation. Now here also the risk arises. How? The interest may vary from country to country, the currencies may vary, but the risk of currency is eliminated, the risk of interest rate is eliminated, but it cannot be eliminated 100%. So here comes the concept of the forward rate agreement. So we have seen how the interest rate swap works. Now we will see how the forward rate agreement can be used for balancing this risk. Let's see the concept of forward rate agreement first. They are also traded over the counter. Interest rate swaps are also traded over the counter. Both are traded over the counter. They are customized, they are tailor-made contract. They are made with respect to the need and requirement. Now forward rate agreement are pre-agreed rate of interest agreement. In the forward rate agreement, as the name suggests, they will be traded in future, that is forward. Rate will be completely fixed, and that rate of interest is pre-agreed between the two counterparties. They are having a fixed lock-in, and after that lock-in period, the companies and counterparties will have to pay the pre-agreed interest rate. So this will be paid at the time of maturity. Say you are entering into a contract for 2 years, exchange of cash flows will be after every 3 months. So every year you will have to pay 4 times interest rate. In 2 years you will have to pay 8 times interest rate. So at the time of maturity, the complete forward rate agreement will expire. These are also used for the minimizing the risk, also used as a hedge against swap. Now how it is hedge against swap? Let's see. The foreign company is paying floating rate of interest in the domestic, and domestic company is paying floating in the foreign Now when the forward rate agreement is also made simultaneously against the floating, if there is a floating of 5% and there is a forward rate agreement of exactly same interest rate, at that time it will be possible to eliminate the risk exposure, because though the floating rates are fluctuating, you will be having a cushion of fixed rate of interest through the forward rate agreement. No matter where the floating rates or the fixed rates are going, in the forward rate agreements you will pre-agree the rate of interest that you will pay this much amount of rate of interest. So against swap you can use the forward rate agreement as a hedging tool, but you will have to enter two contracts simultaneously. Your first contract will be with the one counterparty for exchanging the cash flows through swap, whereas your another contract will be the forward rate agreement where your interest rate will be pre-decided. Then how it works, you have to buy one swap agreement, along with that you have to buy exactly opposite forward rate agreement. Suppose you are having a floating rate agreement in the interest rate swap, you have to enter into a fixed rate agreement. If vice versa, if you are having a fixed rate swap, you have to enter into the floating rate agreement. Then by combining both of these, interest rate swap and the forward rate agreement, you can hedge your position. So in this way the interest rate swap and forward rate agreement works. Remember, this is a very big market. The amount traded in the swap market in the forward rate agreement is in trillions of dollars, but because they are traded over the counter, because there is no intermediary, there is no sophisticated infrastructure, we cannot ascertain, we cannot know that how this market is working exactly. But there are thousands and lakhs of companies which are simultaneously operating in the interest rate swap and in the forward rate agreements. In both the interest rate swap and forward rate agreements, your risk will be minimized. This is a kind of hedging tool. One of the most important thing here is both interest rate swap and forward rate agreement are not meant for making any kind of gain. These are not the instruments of speculation. These are not the instruments of investments. These are just the instruments for hedging your risk, for minimizing your risk exposure arising because of the fluctuation in the domestic and global markets in terms of interest rate, in terms of currency rates, in terms of commodity rate. As we all know that the market is now global, you are exposed to a number of risks. This kind of risk widely affect the interest rates as well as the currencies. But by using the interest rate swaps, currency swaps, forward rate agreements, you can significantly reduce your risk exposure. So what we have done here is we have bought a swap agreement which may be fixed or floating, and we have hedged that swap agreement with the forward rate agreement where your interest rate is already fixed, where you have entered into a fixed contract of pre-agreed interest rate. I hope that this video will help you to clear your concept of interest rate swap relation with the forward rate agreement and how you can simultaneously use both these instruments for minimizing your risk and getting hedge. Thank you.